One guy that Celtic fans will be hoping they will be seeing this forthcoming season is Kelechi Iheanacho. Have you guys got any transfer news regarding him? Any closer to agreeing a deal?
This one just seems as if it's been one of the longest running transfer sagas in quite a while, doesn't it? So, yeah, the last time we spoke to Martin before today, he confirmed that the club were in talks with him. And there's an update today as well that he's been offered a 2-year deal to stay at Celtic. So, I think it's just a case of, I think that's the minimum I think Kelechi Iheanacho would have wanted, wouldn't he? He would have wanted some guarantees to rather than having another 1-year contract and then face the same situation again at the end of this coming season. So I think 2 years gives him a nice kind of guarantee and a home for at least the next 2 years. But it's probably just down to money at the minute. You know, as we've said a few times, he was a former Premier League player, former La Liga player. He would have been on I think he would have been on a big salary last season because it was Brendan Rodgers also had to pull a massive favour to get him. So kind of Kelechi Iheanacho had a lot of bargaining power, shall we say. So I think it might be just down to the pennies at the minute, but you'd expect that one to go through, Michael, wouldn't you?
I would. I mean, it's the process has been torturous. I mean, the guy in the building who isn't taking part of pre-season, who had an extension option in his contract, wasn't taken because presumably he was on too much money, and Celtic were in the market looking for other strikers, and now they're going back to him again. It's just, I must admit, it's not something that's particularly impressing me in terms of a move. I think he did well in the last season, but you kind of forget the fact that he didn't really contribute for about 6-7 months of the season. He was injured for a long period. Even when he was back fit in January, Martin O'Neill didn't really fancy him till he had to at the end of the season. So, listen, I get it, but I've got serious reservations about it. I mean, a 2-year deal. If you can get the Kelechi Iheanacho of the last 6 weeks of the season, then yeah, good business, good guy having the squad. If you get the Iheanacho who was sauntering around training in January, then you've got a problem. So it has to be that version of Kelechi Iheanacho rather than the January-February version, which couldn't be the first team, even though he's fit. So it's for me, it's a I get it's a no-brainer because he's proved that he can do it. It's getting him to do that consistently and staying fit consistently. These are question marks because there's every chance he could break down and have 4 or 5 months out. You see it on the pitch. He's worried about his hamstrings going. So it's a bit of a gamble. 2-year contract could be an inspired signing. He could go and score 20 goals next season and be a kind of a main man stroke backup striker and score a lot of goals. Or you could be stuck by a guy for 2 years who's in and off the shooting table and playing bits and bobs. To me, it can go either way.
The point I've always made about Kelechi Iheanacho is I think Celtic should take up the option to keep him on for a year or two, whatever it's going to be, because we all know goal scorers are a premium, aren't they? And Kelechi Iheanacho proved last season that not only can he score goals, but he scores massive goals in the huge pressure moments. You know, look at that penalty, obviously, at Motherwell.
He didn't start any of the last 5 of the season.
But I get that. You see the amount of work that he's been doing. He's been posting various videos on Instagram. And I think he'll have a point to prove as well that he can become Celtic's #1 striker. And, you know, you've got a guy like that. I mean, even his touch, when you see the quality, you see it. I mean,
he's a quality player.
You could tell. I mean, he's only 29 as well. He's not like sometimes you speak about Kelechi Iheanacho, you maybe sometimes think maybe 31, 32, but this probably should be his peak years.
It's starting 30 next few weeks.
So if Celtic can get, you know, the best out of him for the next year or two, I mean, and he can, even if he is making an impact from the bench, Celtic need to have better options at the bench next season, the season going forward. You look back at Ange Postecoglou's time and the amount of changes he was able to make, even like Aaron Moy, who came on and change games, George's Giakoumakis. I think Iheanacho isn't going to start every single game, but you know, if he does start and he comes off the bench and he's scoring, then I think for a free transfer, I think you keep him in the building, and it makes sense to me.